Top of the top. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're back again. We up. What's good, y'all? What's up? Background was just on. Now I go off again. I don't know what that's about. That's twice that happened. Anyway, we back at it. Let's go. How's everybody doing this morning? What's up? We are up. We just gonna jump into it today, y'all. We got a lot to talk about. What's up, Natasha Joe? What's up, man? What's up, everybody? Shout out to everybody that caught this channel. What's up? Shout out to new people. What's up, B Dolo? What's up, Timo? Good morning. Yes, we're live. We're gonna jump into it. The Knick game was last night. I know a lot of people probably was up late last night. I had to take it down. I don't even know who won last night. I didn't even get a chance to look. That's how it is, man. We just gonna get into it, man. We up this morning, so hey, yo, who won last night? Punches, who won? All I know is before I went to bed, I saw some shenanigans, man. But anyway, who won last night, man? Somebody let me know real quick. What's up, Lavish? Shout out to everybody catching this live. What's up, Black the Free Thinker? Okay, New York won. That's what's up. Okay. What's up, Lavish? What's up, Lavish? What's up, PJ? All right, let's just go, man. Once again, I don't know what's up with that bet. That shit just disappeared. Let's go. Man, let's just get into it, man. All right, let's go. All right. So now, can y'all see? Everything was dead for a certain amount of time until somebody performed. Let's go back to Monday. It was said that after he does that show at their picnic, he gonna open up a whole can of worms. He gonna get his shine on over the weekend with his freestyle, but he gonna get dragged for the whole week. Nope, he's gonna get dragged for forever now. Yes, because it already been happening. This is the only thing that happened. The only thing that happened now, y'all, is everybody finally woke up. That's all that happened. Let me make it clear. The new generation woke up. I got to say new because everybody else became so old. See? You see how Jaguar Wright was calling Jay-Z out? She's not an old head. She's in the now. Meaning she's not bounced to the beat of that drum. All right? You see Dame, even Dame, he's not bounced to the beat of that drum. Guys, the younger generation has, who is the younger generation? Everybody that's younger than Jay-Z. They have finally caught up. I gave y'all the clip yesterday. I've been showing y'all these updates from TikTok and everywhere else. You know, I'm not on TikTok. How I know, I'm going to tell y'all my measurement. The fact that I know how he's handled on TikTok is because I'm not signed to TikTok. You see what I'm saying? So for me to get a video that comes off TikTok, that means that video is spreading. These are some of the things I tell y'all when I tell you I cover this shit organically. So I don't go looking for it. I let it come to me. So when I start seeing videos make it off TikTok to me, that's when I know it's a problem. So I've been watching the wave. It's official. Like I said, everybody's hip now. Everything we spoke about, everybody has now woken up. Everything is allegation. Nothing is a fact. But he's being charged with a lot of stuff. People have finally allegedly caught on to these patterns. Not saying they mean anything. But the younger generation is on his head. And it is not. Y'all also been, some of y'all saw the clippings about Bobby Shmurda. They look at him as the one who manipulated the other generations, took advantage. The other word is on him that I didn't put in the title is he put people in jail. Bobby Shmurda is on that campaign. This is why Tory Lanez coming back up. This is why Tory Lanez never went nowhere. It's all connected now. It's coming together for him at the wrong time. See, you don't want Bobby Shmurda saying he feel like somebody put him in jail. At the same time, Tory Lanez saying somebody put him in jail. Meanwhile, y'all, all this stuff is going on concurrent, all together. They ain't nothing stop. What else I saw people saying? People are saying that he trying to bully Drake in the younger generation. People saying that what? He's 17 years older than Drake. So like I said, everything we spoke about, I'm just letting you know the public is on it. All younger generations are on it, which means nobody's sparing him, which means media is exposed now. People saying, how did these people know this stuff all this time and don't say nothing? And they saying that about everything. But now they're saying, which I told you was going to happen. All that energy for Drake. Everybody accused him of being a certified guy. Nobody's talking about nobody else that was accused. So now let's go back in time. Let's go back to 2024. What did I say? I said, I don't know what Drake did. I said, seemed to me like they put stuff on Drake to distract away from them. I went through the whole shit that I alleged somebody was putting it on Drake because we already knew. We already knew before that the whole Hollywood black entertainment was being accused. I'm not going there again. They saying, well, everybody was putting stuff on Drake, but it's not the same energy. And what did I say, y'all? I said, hey, if y'all are going to accuse Drake, I said Kendrick, you got to at least do a remix with Diddy and Jay-Z. Step special with Diddy. If you're going to accuse Drake, you got to do a remix and put some more people in it. That's what I said. Because at the end of the day, everybody know what they was doing. So now, 2026, 2 summers later, everybody's saying, hey, remember they had all that energy for Drake? Why nobody got the energy for people that was actually accused of stuff? When I spoke about, I'm not involved with this dirt. I don't want to be with that. Listen, man, they talk about that shit every day. I'm not the one to be in that every day. I'm not the one to be dealing with that energy every day because that time has passed. And I know all the people that have been accused. I already know all the people been accused. So get it? But it's everybody else. They on them files. And now everybody got it clear. But they saying, hold up. You mean all these accusations, all these times, all these affiliations, nobody ain't never say nothing, but they all blamed it on Drake. Meaning they just had all the energy for Drake. We ain't even gonna say blame nothing on Drake. We just saying it's being said that there's all that energy for Drake. Now it's starting to look like they literally was trying to take him out and destroy him because it wasn't the same energy when it was other people's turn, which means the media is now exposed. If you don't believe that, now I'm going to show you somebody that is on TikTok talking about the Shade Room, how they do damage control for Mr. Hov and his wife. So when I told you this is the year for media to be exposed, here you go. Guess who's taking out media? The young people. Everybody that's not from his era, everybody that don't look up to them, they the ones against them. The new generation. Who's the new generation? Everybody that was not raised on Jay-Z. I'm going to repeat it again so everybody get it clear. Now, let's go. Now, after the weekend, after the hype of the media, now you're going to see how people are exposed. After all the hype and shenanigans at a Roots picnic, let's look at the screen and look at the actual people he dissed. Let's look at the screen. Was this really spectacular? Was it out of date? He could have dissed Jaguar right. Allegedly, they told it was threats or lawyers. I don't know, but he could have been dissed Jaguar right. My point is, this who he dissed? Meaning, was this something really? Maybe it was. Maybe it was. When I didn't speak about what Larry Johnson said yesterday, he said, the man who views the world the same at 50 as he did at 20 has wasted 30 years of his life, which is actually a quote from Muhammad Ali. This is what I was trying to tell them these past couple months, especially. I've never saw this Muhammad Ali quote, but I understood it within myself. The man who views the world the same at 50, the same way he did as 20. Who does that, y'all? Is that not hip hop? Do you now see when I was telling you with these hip hop fans, hip hop make you a dummy? Hip hop make you a big ass kid? Do you now see what I was telling you how you gonna be 50 years old still talking about rap beat? Man, Jay-Z beat him, he beat Drake up. Oh, them balls is hot. You're 50, acting like you're still 20. Not realizing this the mental part. This the mental part. Not realizing this guy is 17 years older than this guy. And you hype like that. Told you this shit a mental issue. Hip hop gives you a mental issue when you don't understand it's just entertainment and grow the fuck up. If you don't treat hip hop like a movie, like Netflix, you're gonna be messed up. Because Netflix, you go in there, you watch what you watch, you leave it, you turn it off. But this hip hop shit, y'all, has turned a lot of men out. They made them big kids, y'all. This shit for real. They can't take care of themselves. They can't feed themselves. They can't clothe themselves. A lot of them not leaders. Shout out to all the men that are leaders. Shout out to all the men that are doing what they have to do. And big ups and like for real. I'm crowning all the men that do what they're supposed to do and don't get no credit. I'm crowning all the men that do what they're supposed to do every day, 24/7, regardless. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the men that still being men. But we not talking about men. If it don't apply, you ain't get hit with no bullets. So we ain't talking about you. We talking about these men that's brainwashed by this hip hop shit, y'all. This shit sad. The ones that believe in the street. Because what you got to look at, the man that looks at life the same as 50 from 20 means he went 30 years of the same shit. You see that? And I told you, it's science. How many times I said to y'all, this is a 30-year bracket, a 30-year era, a 30-year pyramid, all right? A 30-year scheme, a 30-year process right here, 50, 20 to 50, 30 years. Which is telling you, within 30 years, if you don't discover the real life, change your ways, become a man, boy, you're going to be a big kid, bro. That's why the truth is, I know what happened. Anybody that believed in rap, that's why I keep saying this shit, because it's so clear, evident now. Anybody that believed in that rap, you also believed in selling drugs because that was the image you got. That's the image you followed for 25, 30 years. From when he came out 2000, 25 years ago, you are inspired to be a rapper and a drug dealer. And if you wasn't, you were a fan of it. You are a fan of the streets. You are a fan of rap music. But you're not looking at, bro, it's 30 years later. Told you this gonna be the most dysfunctional generation, the most dysfunctional. All these reports on women having problem, like all these stuff with women having problem with men. I'm tired of men. Men ain't the same. There's no real men out here. I'm tired of hearing that shit. No, I know what they saying. They said a lot of men became something else. They big ass kids now, y'all. They got turned out on this internet scrolling emojis. When you're a grown ass man and you've been doing emojis for 15 years straight, you've been sending out 100s or 10 years straight every day. Meaning, you ain't at work. You never got a job. You didn't go 30 years. You didn't go back to school. You didn't do nothing but sit around and listen to rap all day. Because we all know that people have been talking rap their whole life, from magazines to when they went to DVDs. When DVDs was out, what people did? Sit in the crib all day and watch rap DVDs. Am I lying? No. All right? My point is now it has created dysfunctional men. That's what Larry Johnson talking about. Because he's coming from the perspective how Jay-Z really went out bad like a big-ass kid. Same thing Dame said. But I understand, no, Jay-Z might be all he know is rap from a kid. Meanwhile, we might be looking at a man with a crisis for real. Like Bobby Shmurda said, Jay-Z got an old man. He might actually do. That man been around rap as a kid. He might be the main one brainwashed by rap. But 30-year process. If you didn't grow up out of rap, 9 times out of 10, bro, you out of here. You either got dementia, you either slow, bro, you can't take care of yourself, you have nothing solid. But I guarantee you what you got from rap. I guarantee you got, trust me, if you're a person that love rap, you love the streets, man, I guarantee you got a felony or more. You got a couple felonies. Trust me on that, but I bet you ain't got no degrees. That's not a mistake, bro. Because the way this rap shit set up, you're supposed to wake up and say, damn, this shit fake, man. Let me get a degree. Let me get a trade. Let me get a job, something. This shit fake. Bingo. Now, Muhammad Ali said, the man who views the world the same as 50 as he did at 20 has wasted 30 years of his life. Can you now see how all these men have wasted their life? And guess what, y'all? They still doing it every day. That's right. Why? Drake, after getting Jay-Z to fall for the bait. So this is what I said. He got baited. He got put in a nice trap. This was not the time to respond to nothing. This was the time for him to just do his show, he was supposed to put people back in the day, like, okay, being that you doing your own music, you're supposed to bring that vibe back to that era, put everybody back in that era to get away from all this new stuff. But by him throwing shots, I don't think he's looking at it. I really would like to understand his mentality when he did this. Did you think this was back in the day when you did Prodigy on the stage? Did you think that you dissing people 17 years younger than you, females and all that was supposed to, I don't know. But the thing I'm saying is this. All he did was open up a whole bunch of shit. So we're not on this today, but the saga continues. The wig conspiracy, nobody found out, but I will tell you this. I didn't see no defense lawyers post no more. No, I don't see nobody defending that no more. I didn't see that. I didn't see no updates. I didn't see no updates. So I'm going to say, I think the case is closed. I think it's a hung jury. Now let's go. What we looking at today? We're looking at what the people talking about, what the world talking about, the real news on people don't got the same energy for Hov like they did for Drake. When I say people, they're talking about media. We're also going to look at how people don't respect nothing he did. And we're going to talk about what else? Tyler Perry ass is out of here for sure. BT Plus is officially terminated. Yes. So I told you it's not a mistake why BT started a what? YouTube channel. Because they will not be, no. There's a reason for that. Paramount kicked their ass to the curb. BT Plus is done. Now do y'all get when I told you BT is dead? Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Deb Atney, Waka Flocka mother. Y'all know who that is. Nicki Minaj ex-manager. So she heard about the beef, but she's not impressed. This is what she had to say. She wasn't feeling the fact that Mr. Hov spoke about Nicki on drugs. I even gave you my opinion. So you think she's around the government shaking president's hands and she's high on drugs and she still get down on drugs. You believe that? Well, if you do, hey, that's on you. Because maybe you go to work high. But some people do clean out before they got shit to do. And I don't think Nicki was on that stuff like that. If you notice, her weight is up. She looks very healthy. So we might say that could have been slander, but people with common sense get this part. Now, this is what Deb Atney saying. That lady back on that stuff as if Nicki was some cokehead. This is coming from the same man who sold crack to his own community. That's insane. See that? Told you, man, it's a setup. Bro, how you gonna get, you can't get no glory. Your resume and history is you was a drug dealer. But now, guess what, Hov? The young generation is not fond of people that sold crack to their own people. I've been telling y'all this a million times. The young generation is not fond of our crack stories, of our violence, of our behavior. When this young generation grew up in more systems than us, they grew up in more foster care. They grew up in way more situations than us because their parents were the crackheads. Their parents were on drugs. If your mother was a crackhead, your daddy was a drug head, you don't respect no drug dealing when you get older. A lot of them don't respect that shit. I told y'all what's going to happen. I told you that this era of Jay-Z is vilified, is vilified. They villains. It's considered demonic, wicked, evil, and that has nothing to do with the sexual deviance. Because all of the people of a certain age they got touched on, guess what era did the touching on them? Within this 30-year period, a lot of people that grew up on rap, a lot of them been violated by people that love rap. because it was in this era. If you're 35, 30 years old and you've been violated, duh, meaning a lot of shit happened. It's nothing to look up to. They don't look up to this shit. We say that. You know how we say stories like, yo, back in the day, man, I remember the old heads used to come up to the junior high school. Now listen to it. I'm going to slow down the shit we say. We grew up seeing that. I knew it wasn't normal back then, but it was nothing I was going to do about it. But I want y'all to get, we had to accept that shit. Because I keep telling you guys, we were the ones that happened to. We were the ones at school where the old heads come. Now let's stop right there. Now think about how horrific that sounds to a youngster right now. See? You 13 right now, 12. You in middle school, junior high right now, and you hearing these stories. But back in the day, man, the grown-ups used to come to our school and take our girls. That shit is horrifying now. So I told you, everywhere, every type of way we was raised, that shit ain't normal now. And these youngsters don't look up to that shit. They look at this era as evil, and guess who's at the top? They look at the most evil because they look at him as the one that inspired everybody. And that's why I was telling you, they look at him and Kelly the same. It's just that one do R&B and one rap. Everybody else look at them different, and there's nothing we're going to do about it. That's why I told you, if you don't change your ways or you ain't changed, you're going to be offended. You're going to be in that bracket because there ain't nothing you're going to do about it. All right, that's your judgment. That's the judgment. All right, until proven otherwise, they think everybody's on that shit because they saying this. How did all this time nobody never said nothing about nothing? Who? Jay-Z. Why all these years nobody never said nothing about the stuff they was doing back in the day to people? When I showed you the video of him and Luke popping back up. All that old stuff of him and Foxy. All that old stuff of all this. They like, yo, you mean, see, the young generation looking at it different. They like this. So we went the whole 20 teens without knowing this stuff. We didn't know this shit 2013, 14, 15, 2008. We didn't know none of this stuff. That's why I told you they the main ones on it. This has nothing to do with me. This has nothing to do with a lot of people. No, you got to deal with these other generations now. That's why I told you at the end of the day, academics is heading that campaign as well. And Drake fans, certain fans, it's just a fan base thing. It's a fan base. But in the end, it also try to turn us on some young against the old stuff. See, the fans now, you're going to be young against the old. Why you can't like these, everybody? No, they're going to turn you against them, turn you against that. But I know reality. The funnest time in music is when they wasn't making music. I don't know why y'all didn't get it yet. The best time in music, I'm going to tell you again, is when Young Money was winning. That's when music was fun. The game was fun. Shit was fun. The club was fun. How you think all those cases and sections was getting sold out? Just put this in your history books. When those sections were getting sold out and you guys were buying cases, a bottle, you know, your Douce and Ciroc, just understand that. When they got rich and made billions off that liquor, the music was Young Money. That was the soundtrack that brought everybody to the club to pop the bottles. And I think a lot of y'all forget that, but my people that lived through that era, you ain't forget. It was their music that helped their ass get rich because that shit had the club jumping. So like I said, it's a certain era, them 20 teens. If you wasn't in the club like that, I feel sorry for you because that's when everything was lit. And at that time, Jay-Z had no damn club bangers. Nobody from New York had no club bangers. Nobody from New York was topping charts. I've been through the game was over. Y'all forgot that what? Remember when people like Nori and Fat, they were just getting interviewed. They went years just getting interviews. They sitting on Vlad couch. They just get interviewed. They were just happy to get interviewed. Remember? It was time they would just get interviewed. They didn't know what to do. They wasn't going live like that. They were just happy to be on there doing interviews. So rappers went from getting interviewed in the 20 teens. Now 2020, they doing the interviews. Because somebody fell off bad. Somebody fell off bad. That's why they say the jig is up. All right? So music was fun. Then you're going to see it got into all this who you like shit. Guys, you know when you went to the club, you ain't never care about who you like on no damn song. It's the broke people that don't go to clubs. They be on there who they like shit. You know what I'm saying? People that don't dance, people that don't have fun. like men that don't have women and shit, they be on that stuff who they like. People that go to the club, we just care about what songs rock the club. You feel what I'm saying? That's what we care about. Because there's levels, right? It's time I listen to music when I want to hear lyrics. It's time I listen to music when I want to be in this vibe, that vibe. But when I want to have fun at the club, it's certain music I want to hear. That's just me. Bingo. That's Young Money. Because now you got to take Lil Wayne with it. At this time, he got his hits. Drake got his hits. Nicki got her hits. Everybody's collaborating, which is the most important time of that era. The most important time of that era was everybody was working together. Now you got to put in 2 Chainz, Future, Rick Ross, Jeezy, you know what I'm saying? Gucci Mane. Everybody's working together, which means they was making a lot of music, which kept the shit going. Meanwhile, they were selling liquor. They wasn't recording shit. But something happened. They eased their way on this internet, and they started focusing on what? Controlling narratives. Yeah, the young people control the music, but we'll control the narratives. Start up Drink Champs. Joe Budden, you start a podcast. Something like that, allegedly. And the rest of my people, y'all get ready. I'm about to get titled. I'm gonna control their streams. It's all in your face. We don't make music no more, but we're gonna control those streams. We're gonna control those narratives with these interviews. We're gonna always keep the narrative of who's the greatest going, and you're gonna forget about Young Money eventually. You're gonna forget the whole conversation of Jay-Z versus Lil Wayne, because when that conversation got too heated, Lil Wayne better than Jay-Z. Lil Wayne better than Jay-Z. Lil Wayne better than Jay-Z. Somebody comes and makes a lot of magic and make you forget that all those Carter tapes even came out, made you forget about all those songs, all those freestyles, all those mixtapes. When somebody else is playing house, not doing nothing. Told you, we're going to control reality with this shit. Somebody bought the internet to control your reality, guys, and it happened. The shit is for real. I watched it because I watched y'all be everybody's fans. I watched everybody be a Nicki fan. Then I watched everybody turn. I'm like, I watched all of them be Kanye fans. I saw them with the Yeezys. They turned on them. I'm like, yo, I've never saw this shit. I watched them all be Drake fans. Loving that man. Then I see, I'm like, yo, these people vicious. Then I said, oh, I get it. Something about this social media thing. Now let's go. So like I said, everybody wants to know now, why Hov didn't get the same energy as everybody else? Well, the other people got laughed at, dragged, dissed. People have screamed out against this man. They never covered it. So everybody now just want to know why. Because when I say they want to know why, that means they know who been doing it. And I told you that all these bloggers and certain people going to be on Front Street. It's not my fault. Y'all all know in 2024, I told them to all run or switch up or do something, because in the end, all right, that's it. I just told them what I see. Jay-Z needs to hang it up. All facts. I'm with Act when he's right. Act is spearheading against him. Now I'm gonna show you again. This one, everybody was happy, y'all. Everybody was happy. But once it went to this internet narrative shit from a bunch of fucking losers, this when all of the misery came. You'll see this internet was used to destroy Nicki. It was used to destroy Drake. You're going to see, ever since certain people came on here, nobody got better. There's no more talent, because all these idiots did was use this shit to destroy. That's why they didn't build nothing. That's why everybody looking stupid, because the same man they hated on is the same man they got to talk about. What's the slogan? If they don't talk about Drake, they don't have no content. Meanwhile, can you idiots see now, all y'all was better off being his friend than being his enemy? Because y'all still didn't understand. Y'all been following an old-ass New York formula of beefing. New York beefing starts from the street, where people would start a beef with you to take over your block. It's a drug dealer mentality. It's a criminal mind. See, New York had a concept of, if I want your money, I'll take over your block. This is where it come from, beefing. But I always knew that beefing shit is in the way. Beefing has nothing to do with making money. I'm a type of guy, I was always big on relationships. being cool with people. Remember back in the day, it was called props. Yeah, I was a young man with a lot of props. I'm one of them type. I like to go different places. So I'm a type of dude, I'm cool with people in every hood, every city, every state, every town, because I don't got a lot of enemies. And whenever I got an enemy, it's because somebody declared war against me. I understood that. Allies will always get you further than enemies. But see, when you just from New York and you brainwashed, you think that enemies and beefing is the only way to win, but it's not true. That's how you end up in jail and broke all the time. It's always gonna happen. So my point is, if everybody didn't spend so much time going against people, do you see how now they would still be working and doing shit? Do you see how if everybody didn't waste energy going against Drake, maybe all of them would have been in a feature? Maybe all of them would have been able to came on stage some kind of way. Maybe Drake would be performing in New York. But you'll see it was like an unwritten crime for Jay-Z to be cool with anybody that's big or coming up. He the type see it coming up early. So when the rumors, Ben was out there that certain people did certain things to stay in their position, just know the younger people starting to look at it. Let's go. This when everybody was happy, y'all. This when the game was happy. People was happy. Y'all know that whole Barbie era, y'all was happy. Ladies, I saw it with my own eyes. Women started stepping their game up. It's like everybody was pretty back then. That's why everybody was calling themselves Barbs. And I know the main reason why I know they was Barb fans, because they was wearing them fake ass Barbie chains. And I know a lot of them, they was breaking out. They know damn well they was breaking out with them brass Barbie pieces. They looked cute, but I know damn well some of y'all was getting rashes. That's how much I knew y'all was Barbie fans. Don't try to front now. And a lot of y'all was wearing bangs, all that shit. A lot of y'all was looking cute. Y'all was looking good. But come on, man. Let's stop it. You know what I'm saying? My point is everybody was happy. That's what some of y'all got y'all first kids too. In that era. This Tony Yayo. Tony Yayo says, Jay-Z just said rap beef is not good anymore because certain things get said. And he just did the opposite. So Tony Yayo saying, hold up, 1 minute. This guy said rap beef ain't good anymore. But then he turned around and did the opposite of what he just said. Because that's what he does. It's the reason why people call serpents, man. They be double talking. Let's go, man. So, this wasn't the Jay-Z character we seen him build over the years. Laying down boss talk, this actually seemed like someone very upset, disgusted by his legacy being criticized. This felt like, man, F you. It's being said that he just really went on a mad rant. So like I said, academics on his heels, which is gaslighting extra the generation, actors from a different generation from Jay-Z. Now let's get into what they're saying. It's a lot of things being said. Bobby Shmurda is gaslighting the fact that somebody allegedly put him in jail. But being that Bobby Shmurda is saying somebody put him in jail, it's adding more fire to Tory Lanez allegations of somebody put him in jail. Because Bobby Shmurda is saying he was signed to rock. All right. Now, what am I showing you? I'm showing you everything resurfacing again. Because this was a big event and everybody overlooked it. So today, this episode is strictly about what they're talking about. The question of how the hell did they have all that energy for Drake, but not nobody else? And why the hell nobody else been talking about somebody in that files? And how they put people in jail. Man, this shit's sad. You know what it's supposed to be? You know what the result is? They came up. The young people been doing analytics. You know what they came up with? Uh-oh. I guess we all now know who's down with Jay-Z. I think we also know who we've been paying. It's evident, y'all. If it's two sides of the coin and we just kept seeing one side of a coin, they figured it out. Because now they're looking on the other side. Now they're seeing everybody else. They never flipped the other side. That's all it is. Tory Lanez's father. Remember this? Jay-Z, I'm telling you, he put my son. And this, remember, the Mandela effect, y'all. This shit never happened. It never happened. It never happens. The Mandela effect of Mr. Hove. This Young Money shit, that shit never happened. That never happens. And this definitely, Tory Lanez's dad, man, that shit never happened. Who the hell is that? Is that Tory Lanez? Is that Tory Lanez getting out of jail? Or is that when Tory Lanez first went to jail? I don't know. I have no clue. The Mandela effect. Y'all see it now? For only my smart people know what I'm talking about. All right, let's go. Now, let's get into it. The effects. Because they want to know, man. People want to know. The young people want to know. Because Bobby Shmurda is gaslighting it. Bobby Shmurda is saying somebody put him behind that wall. And people also assume that somebody put all of them behind that wall. And y'all know we always play a game of pick one. We ain't going to play today. Free one, the other three had to stay in prison for life. We the parole board, y'all. That's how it works. As time go on, charges get weaker, and we see which one is ready to come home. We the parole board. That's why a couple months we play this game, y'all. And everybody always say Tory. Oh, yeah, guys, I finally can show you. The same thing Lil Durk got in his hair, same thing Jay-Z been wearing in his hair. Jay-Z just had his shit all black, y'all. Same shit. They be having little shit. They be having dreads and shit, but they be having fox locks. Same shit. It's just Lil Durk. You can see it because it's blonde. Same thing, y'all. So, the word is, somebody might have put all of them in jail. Somebody might have did. I don't know. But this is what they saying, y'all. Not me. Nothing I say means shit. Nothing. I'm just showing y'all the real time, the scoreboard. Seems like Jay been putting a lot of black folks behind bars. Wow. Tory Lanez begs for a restraining order. This man is begging for a restraining order against correction officers. Now, bro, anybody, when have you ever heard this? When have you ever heard this? You doing a bid and you got to put a restraining order on a correction officer because you scared somebody. This man scared somebody gonna try to get him. Because people know if somebody magically gets in that cell with a shank, sometimes the officer let him in. Especially if that shank is the size of somebody's left arm. Especially if that blade is the size of somebody's hand, sometimes it is said the officers bring them in there. Just like cell phones. So Tory Lanez is crying out behind jail. He won a restraining order against a correction officer. But everybody is shh, shh, shh. So people saying this media is one-sided. So being that media is one-sided, let us go on TikTok and tell the other stories. And that's what they're doing. All right? Bobby Shmurda is saying somebody put a... we're going to look at what Bobby Shmurda said. Bobby Shmurda was signed to somebody, and he claims somebody told him to take a plea deal, and Bobby saying his prince wasn't on nothing. Anyway, we're going to just go. Let's go. Now, when I tell you it's the younger generation, that's everybody that's not raised on Jay-Z. Bobby Shmurda has picked up the charge. Bobby Shmurda calls out Jay-Z, claims Hove's lawyer put Bobby in prison. Take me to jail. Throw away the key. Y'all remember that shit in the movie, right? Had no clue everybody gonna be going to jail. All right, here you got it. Released in February of 2021 after completing 6 years of his term. That young man did damn near 7 years, man. He was a rapper that made it, and then 7 years after he made it. Damn. Now so bro, you thought you had it bad when you went to jail. Imagine you doing a prison bid after you already became famous. Now, just like Prodigy went to prison. Little ass Prodigy did a prison bid. Ja Rule did a prison bid. You know what I'm saying? Lil Kim did a prison bid. A lot of people did a prison bid. Now, this is a billionaire. It's Bobby Shmurda talking. Now, this is a billionaire, 40-year-old man at the time. I was 19 years old. Less fortunate youth from the hood trying to make it out. And this was what they was doing at the top. Bobby wrote in his post, now that I'm out of jail, after his lawyers put me there, he's saying this guy named Alex, which is public. You can look it up. He says, I told him I was forced. The judge said he didn't care and was sending me and all my friends upstate. We can get it on appeal. So there you have it. Bobby is saying he was a young man coerced into taking that time. That's what he's saying. Now let's look at it. This is the exact article at the time when Bobby Shmurda said it. Bobby Shmurda opens up about his upcoming trial. He had an upcoming trial. He was talking about dirty cops and why he loves Hillary. So right here, the New York Daily News reports the rapper immediately retracted the plea deal. He accepted last month, so he took a plea deal and wanted to take it back to benefit his GS9 brethren, Rowdy Rebel, Flea Montana. Once the gavel banged, Shmurda refused to sign any required waivers and documents. He says, I was forced to take the sentence. I don't want to take the sentence. Shmurda says as his frustrated lawyer, Alex, stood alongside him in the courtroom, Bobby turned to his lawyer and said, I want to drop my plea and fire you. Why are you telling me to waive my rights? I'm not waiving my rights. Days before his court date, Shmurda pleaded guilty to conspiracy in the 4th degree and criminal possession. According to the deal, Shmurda will spend 7 years with time served behind bars. Today, the judge announced the sentence for one count. Well, that's irrelevant right there, but this is before he got his time. So there you got it. That's out of his mouth. I don't know what that's about. You see the Vibe magazine cover that, but Bobby Shmurda is saying somebody put him in jail. On my dead grandmother, this is what he's saying. That's on game. On my dead friends and my dead homies. This is public information. My fingerprints came back inconclusive. He said on his first firearm charge that they sent me upstate 7 years for that. Because also it's being said, I mean, in New York, it was a rule, your first time with a firearm, it was a year. Then it went up more after that. But he's saying, even if I did go in for a gun, he gets 7 years. No, you got 7 years for that conspiracy. So right here, look. He said right here, on my first gun charge, his first felony, he got 7 years. Boom. Then they try to spin it about, I took time for my friends. They don't look bad. He basically saying this, look. He also saying that he got tricked to take the time, and they made it like he doing something good because it's going to look like he keeping it real to save his friends, whatever. But my whole point is I'm not getting into all that. We just looking at how people that are not from Jay-Z's generation are speaking out against him. Which means it's the problem he has. Nobody older is going to stop it. All affiliations, they want to know this one thing. How the hell did they accuse Drake? Nobody said nothing about Ep files, even though it's paperwork on the Ep file shit. And they saying that that's the proof, y'all. That's the proof of this control shit. So let's move on. 50 Cent confirmed Jay-Z is a grimy gatekeeper hater. So what else are we looking at? How all the rumors you heard about is being said, they gatekeepers, they stop people, they control it. All right. So people that don't get this control shit, you got to understand the gatekeeper thing. You want to go in the refrigerator, it's a gatekeeper in the kitchen. Get your ass out the kitchen. You going in the kitchen, you didn't put no groceries in this. The gatekeeper of the kitchen. All right? You ain't going to get nothing. Bingo. 50 Cent confirmed Jay-Z is a grimy gatekeeper and a hater. Because it's being said, Uncle Murder was talking about, 50 and them was saying that it was said that Jay-Z always want to remain at the top. Like 50 feel like that man still want to be at the top. 50 is not trying to prove to us he always want to be at the top of nothing. He don't even say, I'm the best in film, I'm the top, I'm the king of this film shit. Nobody better than me. I got to, he just do what he do. But I understand what they're saying, see. Jay-Z at the top was his gimmick. Him being at the top was his moneymaker. He understood that. By him being at the top, I'll go talk to the NFL. I'm at the top. I'll get the check. That's what it's about. See? He knew that. That's why it's important. When y'all not looking at, he made all this money off deals because of his name at the top, which means companies came to him first. And don't forget, the parent companies of Ciroc said that Diddy was going there saying, don't help nobody else. Like, don't do business with nobody else. It was said that it was other so-called blacks in America trying to get alcohol deals going. I don't know if they're celebrities or not. And it was said that Diddy told the Ciroc people, don't work with no black people. If you do, you better like go through me. Go through me. Other than that, don't work with nobody else. Then what happens? Casamigo started taking off before Diddy went down. And it was said that being that Casamigo was out selling Ciroc, the diddler got mad. And was saying that Ciroc, they not pushing his brands like that. No, he said they trying to push his brand as like Negro juices. Get it? Like he's trying to say when he go to certain places, they don't have Ciroc and Darien. But if Ciroc was a hood drink, a street drink, it was never going to be considered high class. It was for a minute, but the thing is this, y'all. Let's speed it up. Bobby Shmurda lashes out at Jay-Z, says he'll slap the shit out of him. This was in April. Now I'm going to show you something else. This is being covered. Once again, when I tell you that it's many, many different new media outlets, other countries cover all black entertainment. They have no side in it. And I just want to keep showing you that. This is face-to-face Africa media. What are they talking about? How Bobby Shmurda says he'll smack Jay-Z. This also what I'm showing you through Kanye West. I showed you this week. I showed you through other people. I showed you through Kwame Brown. I showed you. People be going viral for real. But when it comes to certain platforms, it's controlled. So Bobby Shmurda, they could be talking about Bobby Shmurda in Africa. He won't even know. That's my point. See? When I showed you, they could be talking about Kwame Brown in a whole nother situation. He won't even know. Tell you that's how it is. Meaning, by everybody being brainwashed by YouTube and Instagram, they think that's the end all and be all. But I told you it's fake and control. Meaning, you can actually be winning and won't even know because you believe in everything on here. So my point is, they talking about what Bobby Shmurda said in Africa, but did this trend in America when he said he'll slap Jay-Z. But I wanted y'all to see Africa's on top of everything. They heavily into tech. This is also one of my clues and hints when I told you nobody media is the favorite. Everybody media is not Africa media. Their media is not controlled. Got it? And they just telling you what it is. Also showing you when I said all countries make money off rap now. Here's the proof. Face to face with Africa. What else I said? Other countries have stepped their media game up. Now you think about all the bloggers that been in America. They made millions of dollars, making money for over 10 years straight. No advancement. They didn't step their game up. They still on the same shit. That's why I want to show you today somebody exposing Shade Room. Yep. For damage control. Yes. So I'm gonna keep showing y'all, man. This ain't me. This their year, man. They thought it was gonna just be Diddy, y'all. No. It's Black Hollywood is everybody. Media, photographers, managers, models, assistants, publicists, reporters, paparazzi. It's everybody. Writers, directors. A big ass family, which means everybody ass gonna be unemployed eventually, one way or another, or their brand gonna take a hit. Hollywood already went on strike. They went broke, meaning they went through their L's. They took their losses. It's other people turn now. Bobby Shmurda questions Jay-Z's street credibility. What is Bobby Shmurda talking about? How he from Brooklyn and never heard about nothing Jay-Z did in those streets. Somebody else around here, I think, said the same thing, but I think Bobby Shmurda saying basically, man, guys, New York, you have no proof that Jay-Z did anything. Now let me show you what else I said. Remember when I said in the end, all the New York rappers gonna be broke? Well, what you see Bobby Shmurda doing is he don't want to be broke. He realized something happened. He was winning, getting money, but I know his money ain't but so right now. He did a 7-year bid. So here's the joke. Blueface is not a real rapper. He started rapping, but he don't take it that serious. Just know Blueface is getting more money currently than the average rapper, mainly New York rappers. When you saw those guys sitting on a podcast together, when you see, you got it? Blueface getting rap. I told you it's a goddamn prank and a joke. Blueface started out rapping, but he did a lot of content going live. Now Blueface going on tour, getting money like a rapper, and the rapper sitting on couches doing interviews and talking gossip. You can't make this shit up. You can't make it up. Do you see Blueface get rap money? Salute to Blueface. This shit funny. Blueface did a bid. He came home. Blueface get rap money. He ain't even a rapper. Remember when the rappers used to do that? I'm just laughing because at least Blueface having fun. The shit funny as hell. Blueface can't even rap and he getting rap money. Meaning, do you see Blueface get more money than Jim Jones? Mano? Do you see Blueface get more money than Fat Joe? Jadakiss? Do you see Blueface get more money than Joe Budden? All right, then. We're going to be talking about Joe Budden because he on the hot seat. I just didn't put Joe Budden's name in the title. Joe Budden is the main one accused of taking up for Jay-Z because he also was the main one accused of going at Drake. So let me also make this clear in media. See, from what I see they doing, if you in media, you might ain't go against Jay-Z, but you ain't go against Drake neither. You might be spared. You are, meaning, they coming after all the people that had all that energy for Drake, but never had energy for Jay-Z, especially ever since he been accused of doing stuff. Not saying Jay-Z did nothing, but they wouldn't even cover accusations. But they all said Drake did it. It was Drake. Drake did this. He's this, he that. Let's go. Seems like Jay been putting a lot of black folks behind bars. Wow. Who's Jay? Let's go. Now let's get into it. Because Joe Budden sit on couches, but Blueface be getting rap money. Here's the trends. I spoke about it yesterday. Didn't I tell you that Pimp C shit was taking off? Well, 14 hours ago, that shit was still going on. What else they talk about now? Here, you got it right here, y'all. Joe Budden is the main one that brought all the attention to all the media, all the podcasters, and everybody that's on Jay-Z's side. They getting into the whole thing of this. How the hell y'all all had this Kendrick energy? Kendrick energy. Y'all all said Kendrick won, Drake finished. Y'all all said Drake is a certified, you know what? That's the conversation. The conversation is y'all all rallied behind a movement saying that a man was a certified P, but you never had the same energy for nobody else. So you see it right here, y'all. This is national now. Joe Budden podcast faces backlash over somebody's Geppetto defense, saying he's defending. Remember, I spoke about it yesterday. It's a lot of people online that work as public defenders, not public offend, public defenders. Joe Budden is a public defender for Jay-Z. All right? He don't understand he's been doing that shit so long, he's exposed. Joe Budden whole formula is cracked. Take up for Jay-Z, this Drake, this Kanye. Big up Kendrick. This Nicki, big up Cardi. Simple. I've been told you a long time ago I don't watch Joe Budden. I never respected Joe Budden as a rapper. Pump it up. He made a lot of mixtapes, which in reality was not hit records. I know Joe Budden from sitting in the house, throwing house parties. If you ask me about Joe Budden, I say his whole career, he really was on house arrest. You know goddamn well you have saw Joe Budden in the house more than anywhere else. That man been on house arrest his whole career. That man never was a rapper. He ain't from New York. All right? He is who he is. I ain't taking it from him, but he never was the voice of rap. But he became the voice of rap for a new generation. That new generation has now woke up. I don't watch men sitting on couches talking about nothing. Can you now see how Joe Budden started that? But can you now see a lot of people, their podcast formula have followed Joe Budden's? This is what they do, y'all. Is this hip hop? Have we not? How many times we joked about Joe Budden showing his toes, his feet? We joke on this, right? Because it's a joke. Meanwhile, they saying now, Joe, you had a lot of energy for Drake. This is what happened, y'all. Y'all know Jay-Z did an interview. And he spoke about the allegations against him. And Jay-Z spoke about how, you know, stuff like that is not right. You don't accuse people of shit like that, in which he's correct. Only thing they're saying is, Joe Budden, you trying to justify Jay-Z and his kids. Meanwhile, y'all didn't say that about Drake. Basically said, this is what they were saying. Y'all got all this reasoning and logic and intelligence, and y'all want to be so educated and so smart now. But before, y'all wasn't acting like that. So I told you, they done. Let's go. Let's start it up, y'all. Let's start it up. They saying, Joe Budden, your take is so ass because they didn't care when they were dancing to a song called A Man of Japan. But since Jay had to explain to his kids and his grandmother, it's different, huh? Oh, so since Jay-Z going through the same thing Drake went through, oh, now it's sympathy. Y'all notice all the shit I said. I was like, everybody was laughing at Drake, but somebody got accused of being with Diddy a couple months later, and that's when everybody got quiet. Then when the Diddy trial happened, Joe Budden got quiet again. Yes, he did. But when Drake come out, Joe Budden started talking again. These guys try to play it off like they're objective, when really they were on that list of media people incentivized to go after Drake during the attempted takedown, saying that these are the same guys that were on the payroll. Now they want to act like, oh, they sympathize. Here's your proof, guys. And I told you in the end, they all going to be exposed. And all they was doing was just playing around. But now, I call him Johnny come lately, but Johnny has woke up. The youngsters are now woke. When I say youngsters, that's everybody younger than Jay-Z. They saying, Joe Budden, y'all takes are ass. Nobody believes your takes. Nobody want to hear y'all mouth. These guys try to play it off like they're objective, like they're fair, when really they were on that list of media people to go after Drake. Bingo. How you know that? All you got to do is go back in history. All these videos are dated. The famous year of Drake attack was 2024. That was also my best year of roasting. Yes, it was. In history, my best year on YouTube was 2024, period. All right, so let me show you something. Here's what they're saying about them. Also, these clowns, when they were pushing false allegations on Drake, see the difference? You all are shameless. So they saying, Joe Budden, you don't have the same energy. Which means the exposure of this all is everybody that don't got the same energy for Mr. Hove like they did for Drake, they are now saying they were all with the agenda to destroy Drake. And by them with the agenda, they are really saying they all work for Jay-Z. Period. That's just how it is. Either they work for Jay-Z, or they cool with Jay-Z, or they affiliated with him, or they just didn't want to get sued by him because they were scared. Which means there's no such thing as being in the media and you scared to tell the facts. This is why I told you all, y'all shit is considered fake news. Because on TV, anywhere else in the real world, it is no such thing as speaking on somebody because you're scared. Do they not drag the president? So you have not seen nobody get the fair share of dragging. But I told you it was all going to switch. Because Drake also means dragon. And that's why he's coming back. It ain't just Drake. Drake is the character that is used to expose the behavior. Drake is an avatar. When you understand what's going on with this Drake thing, you will open up Pandora's box of who the haters really are. And then you'll see hate against Drake. Tory Lanez in jail. Canada. All right. Let's go back. Let's go back. Do you see who got dissed? Was it really that hot? Or was it just some hate coming out? Huh? This one called by name. This one call him by name. That one call him by name. That one call him by name. That one call him by name. Only one I think ain't call him by name is Drake, but he spoke to him direct. When it comes to that dinner, I don't want the 500. I take the 500,000. But we gonna leave that at Drake. But everybody else, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people said his name. It's not right what he did to my son. You let him do this to my son. And black media didn't say nothing. They didn't say a word. And they claim to love the black community. But my son rots in jail. They bringing all this shit back up, y'all. Man, they all messed up. Let's go. All right, Joe. Joe, they don't want to hear your mouth no more, Joe. Joe, you exposed. Joe, you are now going viral for being a F-file blocker. Yo, you be in charge of being an F-file eraser. That's what happened to you, Joe. But they saying, Joe, you ain't had the same energy, man. Why you didn't spare Drake like you spare everybody else? He can't do that, y'all. He's a family member. So, it is too far when it's Jay, but not Drake. Shameless bunch of fuck. So this is exactly what many people have been saying for years. What is Joe Budden saying? He's saying, yo, the way they put Jay-Z name in those allegations, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't right. It wasn't right. They played with his name. He talking to Jaguar, and him and Charlamagne talking the same shit. Yo, Jay had a point to respond. He had the right to respond to them. They was putting his name in all these allegations of this and that. That's their stance. And you will see this how stupid they are. Joe Budden and Charlamagne is having the same exact conversation. Well, Jay had a right to go at them. They was saying his name, putting his name in allegations. What about that man's family? What about his kids? What about his peoples? That's what they're saying, y'all. Meanwhile, they said, Negroes, you didn't say that about nobody else. Nobody wants to hear that. Their time is up. The jig is up. This take is so ass. They didn't care when they were dancing on a song to a man calling him a you-know-what. These guys trying to play it off like they're objective when really They were on that list of media people to go after Drake. There you got it, Joe. That's what they said, Joe. Also, these clowns, when they were pushing false allegations on Drake, see the difference? You all are shameless. That means no more credibility. Plus, we already know y'all got fake views, fake numbers. Nobody watch you anyway. Plus, if you guys don't get streamed on Netflix, all this, man, you're done. You've been finished. Oh, now niggas want to fact check. Oh, now they want to fact check pedal bars. Where was this in 2024, Joe? Oh, they said now y'all want to break down all this stuff. Oh, because they said it about Hov. Man, they exposed y'all. They done. Let's go. Now niggas want to fact check. They didn't fact check on Drake. Here you go. Now I'm going to say this. I don't approve of none of these messages. I don't co-sign them. I have no facts. I'm not entertaining none of it. I haven't looked at no files, even though they're public information. I'm not on the campaign of exposing Jay-Z. All I'm doing is talking about what Jay-Z does, what he did, what he's being accused of, what's fact, and that's that. All I'm really trying to do is have jokes, and that's it. Meanwhile, this ain't a joke, but I want them to understand. Media, you better fucking step it up. Tyler Perry asked BT Plus canceled. Goodbye. Paramount is telling you something. Paramount is telling you all that. Black dollars don't exist. Black community don't exist. It's being proven through black viewership not existing. That's it. We're going to get into it. Now let's get into this. The dark side of Jay-Z. This is what the people saying. This is what people on other platforms are saying. This was going viral on him every day. So you'll see I caught this 4 hours fresh, right? Jay-Z and them files. And now we're not allowed to talk about certain people's jackets, huh? Meaning we're not supposed to talk about allegations on him now, huh? So I told you guys, they all figured it out. You're looking at the people figuring it out. Now they're not sparing. Jay is in the files. F him. F his family. Man, they said F how his family feels about it. Y'all didn't have any of this awareness then. Don't fake it now. Meaning, don't act like allegations on Jay-Z is so horrible when you guys did the same thing to Drake. So being that y'all are going so hard, y'all looking like public defenders, which means you guys are showing who you work for the whole time. They should have retired. They saying he's in the files. They saying he's in Diddy files, allegedly. They saying he's in Ep files, allegedly. And they saying he put people in jail, allegedly. And they saying so much shit I don't feel like saying it. Which means a little ass freestyle rap, it wasn't good enough. And it had, and he I must keep saying it. If that man not doing no interview like R. Kelly, if that man ain't gonna do an interview with Gail, if he's not gonna address these allegations on national TV, ain't nobody listening to him. Don't say so. And ain't nobody listening to no damn concert creator neither. They'll say they go for me too. So hear what they saying about you, Joe. Y'all hear these PUSSYs jumping through the hoop to excuse Jay, but had none of this. They didn't have none of this common sense or insight for Drake. Jay is in the files. F him. So they say, oh, now y'all want to break it down. Now y'all want to say, oh, man, it's not right the way they accuse Hov, man. It's not good for his kids. You got to see his family explain this stuff. Man, it's not right what they did to Jay. Talking about Jaguar. You know, talking about how they not putting his name in nothing. It's public information. Whoopi Goldberg. A lot of people named. Whoopi Goldberg addressed it. Russell Wilson addressed it. A lot of people addressed that shit. Just certain people did. That's all it is. Meaning, just because Jay-Z name been mentioned, he ain't nothing special. He ain't nobody special because he ain't the only one. Only difference is he the one playing make-believe. Whoopi Goldberg, let it be known. When she, whatever. So I'm just letting y'all know, he ain't nobody special. But in hip-hop rap, you got a job to do, Joe. So, Joe, you looking bad out here. It's not just you, Joe, but you the main one that's getting blamed. Let me show you guys. This ain't nothing I made up. What is that? Let me slow it down for y'all. Joe Budden podcast faces backlash over Jay-Z protection. I'll just say that. Trending now. Because the F-files are trending. One of y'all favorite characters. See, F-files been trending, but y'all been ignoring it. Talking about a bunch of nothing, T.I. beefs and Tiny and shit. 50 Cent. So now, being that you guys are slow, the number one trending topic in the F-files is your number one rapper. That's why I say trending right now. Because now, and what y'all stupid idiots don't get, dummies, Epstein was accused of a lot, but you didn't see nobody defending him. Jay-Z gets accused like everybody else, but somehow he got all these defenders. What else you seeing? You didn't see Diddy with no defenders like that. This is how you're able to see how things are flowing. And this is what people have caught on to. They caught on to it. Not the same energy in media. You guys been working for people the whole time. And it's one person y'all been accused of working for. All right? They also didn't say free Diddy neither. Let's go. Now let me show you what else they're saying. Don't forget, everybody that's not from Jay-Z's era is the main ones talking about him. So they're talking about how he puts people in jail, how he's nothing but a bully, 17 years older. They're saying he's nothing but a demon, and they're bringing up him and, you know, the witch, Miss Bramovich. All this shit coming up. Breaking down his bars, how he said, I'm governed by God. All these different things. That's what they showing on him, y'all. So we'll leave it at that. Yeah. I'm just going to leave it at that. I ain't going to say nothing, man. The only difference I can see here is that for Jay-Z, these claims exist in gov documents and court filings. So they're saying, yeah, y'all said a lot about Drake, but this situation right here is actual documents on this shit. Guess who's looked at as fake? It's not about people being fake. It's about nobody care about them. It's just what it's all about. They can talk. They can go. It don't matter. Guys, they can do so. They can do a video every day. It doesn't matter. People have woken up. And people also know the best content is unfiltered and agenda-free. The best content is people that just talk freely and don't work for nobody. That's why people go to other platforms. That's why everybody is on real platforms that are unfiltered. I told them they had been conspired against. They've been going hard on YouTube to keep their ship going and to cover up whatever they feel like they're doing. All right. They came on YouTube to control the narrative, take all the money, dictate public opinion, stir up pots and crowds, but they also are masters of divide and conquer. They are the ones who started this. When in hip-hop, rap music, when in entertainment, period, did you ever have to pick sides, y'all? This is why I'm just disappointed with a lot of y'all. You had Prince, Michael Jackson. You didn't have to pick one. It's one guy that came and rap and made you pick him over Nas. And ever since then, you've been picking. When the battle was over before, the battle was just over, rap goes on. After this battle, you had to choose a side. Then let me tell y'all the other biggest trick ever played. Yes, a lot of magic gets worked on your brain. A lot of magic. Put some magic on them, ho. A lot of magic on the ass. I'm going to give his ass that. Now, This is what they don't get. In the history books, it is written that Jay-Z won the battle with Nas, allegedly. But people that witnessed it, and many people, I feel like he got ethered. I can go into it another time, many days. We'll have hip-hop debates another time. But I will go into my reasons why. But we know he got ethered. But something happened back there we figured out. So I tell you, me and my people, we always knew this shit. Nas cries out on the radio about how they don't want him on the radio. Which means back then I already knew who controlled the radio. Bingo. When Wendy Williams got kicked off Pop, and then Nas started talking about, yo, he was talking about flexing them. He was talking about Hot 97. He was talking about Andrew Mark. He was talking about these people, man. Pop did his last interview with who? Andrew on what radio station? Okay. Bingo. Where that tape at? All right. Boom. With him, they finessing the whole shit. So this is my point. They tried to make the Kendrick Drake beef the biggest beef of all time, and that's a goddamn lie. They tried to also make you think that Drake Kendrick beef was the biggest beef, so you would forget about the Nas and Jay-Z beef. That was all media hype once again. The Mandela effect. He tried to erase the beef with him and Nas out of history for the younger generation. If I ask Kendrick, was that the best beef of all time, I bet you he'll say no. If Kendrick is a real rapper like he say he is, I probably think Kendrick would not even say that dumbass shit. Because that beef was not the best rap beef of all time. He smashed. It was the best. No, it wasn't. It didn't even have the same effect. But one beef had a real major effect. Why? Man, they were playing that shit on the radio back to back. They were playing that shit on mixtapes back to back. People was picking sides. People was judging. People say your boy got ethered. It rocked New York City. But somebody was at the top. And like I said, if the narrative would have played out early 2000s, his career would have been over back then. But something happened. Hip-hop got hijacked. No, it was over back then. What was the distraction after that? The World Trade fell, the towers fell. So when you talk about the towers was a distraction, the towers, when they fell, was a distraction that Jay-Z got ethered. And he was already done for real. But those towers falling was the worst thing ever happened in New York. And they forgot about everything else. So somebody's career went forward, but they switched it to change the clothes, blueprint 1, 2, 3. Meanwhile, he really been got ethered. Now that it's playing out later, to rewrite history, they try to make it like Kendrick and Drake beef was the greatest of all time. Do you get it? Do you get what happened, y'all? Even though, if we want to talk rap battle, we know many rap battles happen. But that was the blasphemy of Hov. I'm governed by God. So, told you, man, he been working a lot of magic on y'all brain. See that? Here's the proof. Look, everything she doing to him, he did that to y'all. The only difference I can see here is that for Jay-Z, these claims exist in documents and court filings. Now let's go. Told you guys, it all caught up to them. I told Shade Room their time was up. They got caught in a lot of lies. Shade Room is charged with also profiting off Black Divide and Conquer. Shade Room is being charged with the main website that spreads filth, ignorance, keeps people dumb and stupid, and also the slandering of Black folks. Not what I said, is what the people saying. And I always bring it back up that Shade Room had the nerve to say, the owner, whoever she is, well, you know, we had a chance to sell Shade Room for $30 million, but we decided to keep it to keep the integrity of Black media. Every time they name come up, I'm going to say that shit. And then I just look at what they post every day. I just look at their shit. They said, no, we just wanted to keep the Shade Room to make sure some Blacks don't get too smart So we must keep this dumb shit going 24/7. Plus, the more of them we can divide and conquer and keep them broke, it makes more money for our African friends. Because I have never seen the Shade Room slander no African stars, not once. So I told you, media's controlled. You see this guy right here? What he's saying about the Shade Room? Allegedly, he has figured out something by doing homework. Told you, all the workers on TikTok, all of them do homework, analytics, and research. He's saying that he noticed Shade Room always do damage control for Jay-Z and Beyonce. See, they noticing everybody's media one-sided. So they don't cover Kanye when he winning, doing 100,000, but they always talking about Kanye when he losing. They always go on that, this one and that one. They always reporting bad news on Rihanna, but they always got good news on Beyonce. Damn, when something ever happened to Jay-Z, Beyonce, the Shade Room always switching up the stories. That's what he's talking about. Shade Room, this guy get more views than you. That's another thing. People on TikTok get more views than people with names now. They've been fell off. People on TikTok get more views than Joe Budden. These are facts. People on other platforms get way more views than Blueface get more views than a lot of people. Because nobody care about them, y'all. They literally be talking to themselves and their friends. That's about it. And that's why I say, if Jay-Z don't talk to his friends, he don't got nobody. Guys, at this point, all Jay-Z has left is banking on organizations. All he got is his organizations left and the fact that he got money. Other than that, nope. See, you're going to see something, guys. It's not about what your organization can do for you. It's about what can you do for your organization. But when you don't do nothing for your organizations, in the end, you're going to need your organization. Get it? All right. Let's move on. Let's move on. Shade Room, they're saying that this guy right here is calling y'all out, saying he noticed when it comes to the Knowles family, y'all always putting out good news. And y'all always doing damage control. But for everybody else, y'all be dragging them. Y'all always dragging Nicki. Told you they got a track record. When you've been when people can check your file, see you've been dragging Nicki, Kanye for 10 years straight. Told you in the end, they're going to lose their credibility. Can y'all see it now? I want everybody to get all the things I said on this channel was not me just targeting, hating on people. I was telling them, I see y'all demise coming. Because y'all are living a certain cycle that has already ended. Y'all think the play park won't go on forever, but the merry-go-round been stopped. Even though you want to keep the carnival going year-round, the shit is over. And y'all didn't want to get that, so I knew in the end what I say, y'all. In the end, everybody's going to be clowns, they're going to be exposed, and they're going to be going broke. But I said one thing is, they might still be here working, but they will never make the money they used to make, ever. And they don't make money on all platforms no more. That's why I was showing you all other media outlets to show y'all they do not make the same money they used to make. God damn it, even TMZ done fell off a little bit. They did. They did. TMZ, they not as big as they used. They not. They just not. All right, that's it. So let's move on. Shade Room, you being called out. Now, Joe Budden, let me prove to you what I said. When I told you that people don't care about your platform and none of y'all no more because y'all all corny, boring, scripted, agenda-based, old school, boring, corny, detached from society, not with the new generation, out of here. Now let me prove to you. You got other people, right? Having real conversations. Let's see what they was talking about. Ray Daniels just cooked Jay-Z. He says while he's at a picnic dissing Drake and Ye sells out 128,000 seats. I said that yesterday. Jay-Z disses Drake about his paper. See, look, he said Jay-Z disses Drake about his paperwork, but he's 17 years older than Drake. So they saying, yo, Jay, you're supposed to be smarter than Drake. You're older than him. Of course you are. That's what they're saying. They're saying he's picking on Drake. But I'm just showing you the diversity of conversations. I'm not here to big nobody else up. But I want to show Joe Budden and the rest of them to their face. This is why you guys are irrelevant. People rather watch people with no name because they get honest opinions that's not agenda-based or scripted. And that's what these dummies didn't get. Y'all on that Hollywood shit. Scripted, control, my friends. Nobody gives a fuck about y'all. People want to be entertained. Y'all shit is not entertaining. You ain't entertaining. If y'all ain't got no drama, you ain't entertaining. People are into transparency, like I said. And one thing about you entertainers, especially the black ones, there is no transparency in you because you're see-through hollow. And I want y'all to get that. Being that y'all been playing on these screens, all of y'all have been seen through on these screens. And that's why your time is up, because other people are more interesting. Told them all at this point, they just wasted money. See this right here? Conversations about why Hov is a grown man. Why is he acting like this? Of course you're supposed to be smarter than these guys. You're older than them. Same thing I went into yesterday, y'all. The whole shit with the supervisor thing. So I just wanted you to see other people have honest, regular conversations, because that's what hip-hop is. Guys, when we had hip-hop conversations, there's no such thing as a controlled hip-hop conversation. If your hip-hop conversation is controlled, you might as well not have one. I told you guys, your slavery is the fact that you're not free. You can't even have free conversations. They called it barbershop talk. They control that. Even in jail, brothers talk about shit all day. Men always talked about stuff all day. When was men conversation control? Whether this bro said, man, I don't believe that shit. Man, I don't believe he did it. And this man said, man, I think he did it. It don't matter. That's conversation. But when it's a conversation of, well, these allegations are just not right. I don't know, man. Stuff is not making no sense, This man has a family. He's a good guy. What is that, y'all? Do we talk like that, bro? Told you, they made hip-hop rap like this. All everybody is saying, if everybody in this rap game has caught your smoke, Joe Budden, your stupid ass is known to hate on youngsters. You went at the Migos. You go at Nicki. You go at everybody. Drake. Now Jay-Z. And you don't got to go at Jay-Z. It's just that somehow y'all don't cover nothing else. You're exposed. Joe Budden, now they're going to be looking at how much rap songs did you really make. Joe Budden, now the young generation looking at the streaming charts, they see you ain't nowhere on that. Now the young generation want to know how the hell you get to talk rap this long. Y'all think I'm playing. Joe Budden is trending right now in America. For what? Backlash over being a Jay-Z defense lawyer. Got it? Saying the energy that Joe Budden had for Drake, he don't have the same energy for Jay-Z. Basically saying you didn't spare Drake like you spared Hov. Y'all were out to attack and bring a man down. Y'all tried to end a man's career. But it's also being said, your exposure, Joe Budden, is that Def Jam family. And now they saying y'all all have been conspiring the whole time. But don't listen to me. Just know it's trending now as we speak. All right? That's all you got to know. I told you the campaign against them would not be televised. It's behind their back. Right? So Jay-Z has made his career picking on people younger than him. And I don't like the freestyle. That's what they saying on this show. So I told you, it ain't me. Nobody's asleep. Nobody's dumb. Nobody's sitting there being, we're not going to sit here, guys, and be bored and act like none of this shit happening. We got a channel. We're supposed to talk to the people, and we're going to talk. We're going to be respectful, but we ain't going to act like this shit didn't happen. So I'm going to laugh at Lil Nas X. I'm going to pick on Tekashi 6ix9ine. I'm going to laugh at this one and that one. I'm going to expose this one. But I told you, it's one man. He's off limits. You don't say his name. I think in the end, a lot of people are going to have his picture on the wall like Malcolm. Get it? Yeah. Can't say his name. But if you do say his name, it better be good. And if you down with him, you better say his name every fucking week. So every week, you're going to see Joe Budden going to have a Jay-Z Drake conversation. Part of why Jay-Z came out was to put his name in the algorithm. If Jay-Z didn't do nothing, his name wouldn't be mentioned. Which means it also was a setup. Because if he wouldn't have came out, he wouldn't be getting on his backlash. If he would have never spit that freestyle diss, he would not have opened up Pandora's box. Top of the top, we up. We're up. Oh, we just getting started. Now, we about to go into the official proof of what I said. BT will be over approximately this year. No more money. When it comes to black entertainment, no money coming in, no money going out. I told you the check writers in jail. If they don't got a clean image, they will not be seen. I told you those Tyler Perry movies were really low-level movies. You now going to have proof. If Tyler Perry was so big, how the hell did BT Plus crash after Tyler Perry does most of the work? So, when I was telling you guys about Tyler Perry, I always told you, I am not hating on Tyler Perry, but part of his charges is what Jay-Z did. They ruined the black community. Now let's get back at it. I had to take my little break. All right, y'all. Now let's go to everything I already told you. All of this shit was nothing but analytics. Being that people was dealing with a lot of smoke and mirrors, y'all were having so much fun, y'all lost touch with reality because y'all could have saw all this shit happening too. So check it out. When I tell you the young generation against Jay-Z, let me show you what else they saying about him. How he steals rhymes, he steals raps, he steals lyrics. Hip-hop history. How many of y'all didn't know that I got 99 problems with a bit that come from Ice-T? Then they saying his song called I Never Change, they say he took that from a rapper named Payroll. I remember Payroll back in the day. They say he took a flow from him. Now, y'all heard about all other flows, but I'm just showing you the campaign on Jay-Z about how he still flows. Guys, if we was to write this shit down, right, we would have to make a list of how many campaigns against him, right? You know, when somebody run for office, what you going to do for the sick? What you going to do for the poor? All right. So with him, one campaign against him, as you see, he steals people raps. One campaign is he not street for real. One campaign is he's a bully. Other campaign is F-Files. Other campaign is he control media. Guys, it is so much shit. I can keep going. So I'm saying, I can keep, that's how much stuff it is. This is when I tell you shit, this how I know what I be telling you. Because I know what I be seeing. And everything I show you is always the light version. The stuff that be for real I can't put on YouTube. That's another part y'all don't get. It's stuff that I see, that I know when the person ain't coming back. And I saw the movement against him, and I see where it's at now. That's what I mean when I say things like he's not going to duck this one. He can't buy his way out of this. He has been trapped in time. What is Tyler, the Creator, saying? Y'all know the rapper Tyler, the Creator? He's saying Jay-Z tried to sign him, but he said no. He wanted to sign us. I was like, man, you cool, but no. I was just like, I just want to be creative and control. See, he know that. Jay-Z going to try to control his ass. Right here. Tyler, the Creator, said, I just want to have creative control and to do everything. I don't want the shiny plane. He said, I don't care about the G-Falls. Right now, I just want to sit on. See, I know. See, look, man. He was saying, I just want to make music. I ain't with all the extra shit. Because they all know the code. You deal with them, you might be in some shit, all this extra stuff. People going to try to control you, do this, do that. No, I ain't doing that. Look, Tyler, the Creator, telling you right here. Jay-Z wanted to sign him. He said no. Bobby Shmurda is claiming, allegedly, Jay-Z put him in jail. But what I didn't know was Bobby Shmurda was signed with the Nation. Get it? He was signed to that paper plane. I didn't know that part. But he's telling everything. So I'm showing you, when I said every generation that is not Jay-Z generation, here's Bobby Shmurda going in on Jay-Z. Now here's Joe Budden taking up for Jay-Z. Y'all watching the fight right now. You see this person going against Jay-Z Shade Room. Going against Jay-Z. Meaning, not with the program. Tyler, the creator, telling you he's not with you. Meaning, he wanted to sign us, but no. That's your hint. Now, let's get into this. Paramount officially shuts down BET Plus after 7 years. If you do not get what this means, here's your answer. Oh, man. You now see when I said that, it was being said that people are irrelevant now. Their money don't generate the economy. It is said a lot of their people became criminals. A lot of their people on the system. A lot of their people are gone. A lot of their people unemployed. They don't circulate money. They don't pay taxes. They don't spend money. They don't shop. They don't do nothing but what? Be on their phone all day. They be on their phone all day so long, they don't realize they've been on that shit 7 years. When BT started 2019, it was for them. But since they didn't support it, it crashed. They don't do shit. They'll say, I don't watch TV, but I watch this one. I watch that one. I watch everybody, but I don't watch nothing I got to pay for. So it's also not your fault. I've been the one telling you got to get back right. Meaning social media is dead. It's corny. It's lame. Unless you got the people you watch. Doom scrolling is played out. Doom scrolling is when you're still looking for something. There's nothing there. Either you're subscribed to who you watch and you know what they bring to the table, or you're wasting your time. BT is your data analytical facts. That whole black movement is done. I told you it will be no more black entertainment because there's no black dollars. Black entertainment bank on black dollars. And black dollars, when they want to have fun, they spend on black entertainment. It goes hand in hand. It always has. So if Paramount, don't forget, people be getting fired. Sherry Shepherd kicked off TV. No viewership. Applications are blowing up. BT just crashed. That's what people not getting. Now do you now finally get what I told you? Guys, Tyler Perry just make black stuff. When you go on real applications, it's just the black section. BET will now be considered a black section on Paramount. And now you get this part. When Tyler Perry went to BET and called himself whatever, taking control, whatever, you heard the rumors, he want to buy it, just know Tyler Perry helped their ass crash. That's what he did. How you know that? He didn't make it better. Cam Newton was on BT. They didn't make it better. Told these guys this for the past years, man. Everybody want to keep fronting. The BT Award shit small as hell. This year they're going to try to be big, but no. Tyler Perry ruined BT. I told you he had no talent. Y'all all know that. His best work ever is Medea. His biggest superstar is Medea. Everybody also know when you sign to Tyler Perry, you ain't going to be bigger than him anyway. He made it where he going to get all the clout. Tyler Perry is the Jay-Z of entertainment, black entertainment. He did the same exact thing Jay-Z did in rap to movie. Tyler Perry is really an actor. That's why you're going to see you never going to be a bigger actor working for Tyler Perry. He going to get all the credit Tyler Perry presents. If I had to name a lot of actors that was in his show, I couldn't tell you. I know all the famous people that had a name he used for clout, but if I had to ask, who did Tyler Perry make a superstar? I couldn't tell you. Now the other question. He got all these shows, all these movies. How the hell BT crashed? How the hell BT Plus crashed? That shit wasn't making no money, y'all. Mind you, BT app was cheap at one point. Now let's go. Also, don't forget, now remember this part? Remember when there was a rumor that Diddy and Tyler Perry was going to buy BT? Now look at it like Tyler Perry got too big for his britches. He started out, he's dressing up as Medea doing plays. He allegedly blew up from that. He's doing all these movies, but no, It was the hand of Oprah that made him who he was, is. Tyler Perry was sold and given to us just like Mr. Hove was. After 2000, they gave us two men as these great icons. And you're going to look up to them and you're going to support them. You have looked up to them and supported them so much, you are the ones that made them billionaires. So if I helped them be billionaires, I'd probably be hurt too. And if I help somebody be a billionaire, I probably would defend them too. Anybody that ever owned Rockaway clothing, I'm pretty sure you're going to love them to that forever. I'm pretty sure, bro, you still got your Rockefeller hat somewhere in that closet. If you were wearing Rockaway clothing young, when you thought you was a man, you was a player, I'm pretty sure Jay-Z has a close part to your heart. Yeah. But just know, right? It's okay. Nowadays, y'all, it's not like that. They have no more juice. Let's go. Now you're going to see out your own mouth. You're going to see with your own eyes, y'all, when I was telling you about Black Hollywood. They've been fronting, perpetrating. Tiffany Haddish, all of them been perpetrating with no job. Jada Pickett. Biblical Fox start working again, but Taraji P, they all been working online. But they've been taking low-level money. Got it? Boom. Now let's look into the numbers of streaming, the real shit. This the real reason why BT Plus got dropped, canceled, erased. The niche streaming landscape is officially shrinking. Talking about BT fan base. A major platform is about to vanish from your app store forever. After 7 years of carving out a dedicated home for Black Hollywood. Let's say it one more time. After 7 years of carving out a dedicated home, a home for Black Hollywood. Now, how many times I told you, you got the real Hollywood, then you got Black Hollywood. And I was telling you that Black Hollywood is just Black movies, which mean they're just for y'all. They're just for you, which means nobody else watches that shit. You're going to keep watching movies about divorce. You're going to keep watching movies about cheating. You're going to keep watching movies about Black man ain't shit. The Black man's abuser. He's a cheater. You're going to keep watching movies that demonize Black men. You're going to keep watching that. You're going to keep watching all these dark movies, the prayer, woman cry, I'm so sad. You're going to keep watching that. And then you're going to follow that shit, and your marriage is going to be over. You're going to be depressed. All right? Nobody, that shit corny, y'all. It's called the Black Experience. That's why I call it. The Black Experience television is depressing, miserable, corny, boring, old, because it's the same soup reheated every goddamn episode. That's it. Therefore, I told you that shit don't make no money. It doesn't make money. It's out of time. You guys were cool, not no more. Fool, I still watch the Jeffersons, Sanford and Son, Good Time, if I ever watch a Tyler Perry show. What is wrong with y'all? All right? Paramount Global is moving ahead with the shutdown of its standalone BT Plus streaming service, with the phased closure beginning this month and expected to be fully completed by mid-August 2026. First announced in March, the decision reflects a broader strategic pivot towards consolidating content under Paramount Plus while reshaping how niche streaming brands are delivered to audience. They dressing that shit up. Let me tell you what Paramount's saying. Paramount understands that BT don't make no money. Therefore, they are more focused on content that generates money. Good shit. That's why Paramount is now reshaping how they present their streaming platform. Because BT ain't doing shit. And it's horrible. That's what they're telling you. Right? We're not going to keep paying them for what? That's what it's about. You're not getting no more money. That's it. Y'all wasn't getting no viewership on television, cable. Now, being that y'all all got greedy, me and BT, y'all should have just focused on what y'all was doing. But now you're going to see. Soon as Tyler Perry built that studio, he started working with BT, he made it worse. He made it worse. He just did. How many times I told you, guys, I'm not playing. The Bounce Network is better than BT. How many times I told you? I know a couple black TV black TV networks now. They show black stuff all day, 24/7. You got 365 Black, and you got there's one more. You got the Dabble channel. Show black content all day, 24/7. So if I want to watch all black stuff, I know what to watch. It ain't BT. I already told y'all already. BT been trash. Straight corny. Meanwhile, they got a YouTube channel now, man. That's how sorry they are. They got a YouTube channel. Let's go. Now, here you got it. Paramount, BT Plus was like the last home for Black Hollywood. See? You got Netflix, that's everybody. You got Hulu, that's everybody. You got Disney, that's for everybody. But BET Plus, that was for y'all. But you guys spent more money on T-Move than BET. So BET got hit. Paramount got hit to it. Paramount got hit. Man, they just watch free content online, Instagram, YouTube, and they just shop at T-Move now. So why the hell we paying BET all these millions? Contract ripped up. Goodbye. Tyler Perry, take your ass home. All right, look. Telling you right here, it's a chain of command. The corporations, if the corporations not paying BET, if Taraji P and them not getting no big checks, that's how it's affected. Now, look, let's end it real quick to speed it up. Paramount has announced that BET streaming service is shutting down, while millions of subscribers are left wondering what this means for their monthly bills and their favorite series. The corporate sunset is actually part of a much larger, high-stakes game, a survival in the streaming wars. Streaming wars, which means BT Plus ain't winning. They ain't helping Paramount with shit. They not winning black content department. Get that shit out of here. Here you got it. So now you get when I told you black entertainment is only YouTube and Instagram now. Y'all got it now? All right. That's where the blacks be at for all their entertainment. Instagram, YouTube. All right. Now Paramount has figured it out. Boom. This corporate closing is actually part of a much larger stake. Long story short, keep reading and find out when the service goes dark and exactly what will happen to your favorite BT titles when the platform fades out. Right here in the article, that shit gonna fade out. After 7 years of carving out a dedicated home for Black Hollywood, Paramount has decided to fade BT out. Here's your proof, y'all. When I told you, everything online is just shenanigans, it's just fugazi, it's not real numbers, it's not selling, it's not transitioning, because ever since somebody been accused, this game has been in a toilet. It has been in a toilet. The word is, they want to know, how was all of this energy for Drake but nobody else? So they asking, how was Mr. Hov in them files and now we're not allowed to talk about what's on people's jacket? Oh, now Negroes want to fact check Geppetto bars. Where was that in 2024? Word is, Hov is in the files. F him. His kids and how they feel. Y'all didn't have any of this awareness then. Don't fake it now. Whoopi Goldberg said release the files till her name was in it, and then she had to explain. Somebody else ain't explained nothing. This is why you exposed, Joe. Because you be in charge of being a Jay-Z F-file public defender. Here you got it. Joe Budden podcast faces backlash. Trending now. I'm not going to repeat it no more. Joe, everybody now knows who you work for, who you've been working for. Now they want to know why the hell you even in this game anyway. All right, that's where we at. Do you now see when I've been telling you that Black Hollywood been finished? They just been perpetrating online. Without Instagram and YouTube, they would have faded over a year ago. They would have faded just like Earth, Wind, and Fire. They would have faded away like Kid and Play, and they would have faded away like Full Force and everybody else. Only thing kept these bastards relevant is you, fans. That's all it is. Even though what it really meant is, yeah, fans, you see them every day, but y'all don't spend no money on them. Back in the day, y'all spent that money. Not no more. That's why I told you also, everything is going back to pay. Because now that them blacks out of here, now we can get our money. We don't need their shit no more. Meaning, they're going to go back to their bootleg, janky-ass life. Before they used to watch bootleg DVDs, and then they started watching YouTube. That's what they're going to do now. So here you got it right here. So what happens to BT content? This is what happens. This is what's going to happen to the rest of BT's content after the app is erased. As part of the transition, BT will be fully absorbed into Paramount with its programming. Its programming will be live on through a dedicated BT branded hub. So when you go on Paramount, it's going to be a BT section. The move follows Paramount complete inquisition of BT after buying out Tyler Perry Studios stake. Tyler Perry got paid out. Get your ass out of here. Goodbye. We don't want to see your face no more, Tyler. Take this money and go. That's what Paramount did to him, to make it clear. But you didn't see no media outlet saying Tyler Perry got dropped from Paramount months ago, because Tyler Perry, just like Mr. Hove, controls the black opinion. And if you don't go with their narrative, that's it. You now get it? They all have been losing since 2024. The biggest distraction for them was the battle of Kendrick and Drake in the Diddy trial. That is the only smoke and mirrors you guys have gotten, but the smoke has never gotten off their ass. It never did. Him or Tyler Perry. A million times I'm going to keep showing you. The rest of the world is done with Tyler Perry, Jay-Z, and they shit. Plus, a percentage of Americans look at Jay-Z as a racist. They just do, man. And they saying, Jay-Z, you've been quiet about Ep files and Diddy files. You didn't address it. Being that he didn't address it, that's why it's like that now. The younger generation wants to know why. Why all this stuff on Drake when other people's name is in documents, files, right now as we speak? So that's what they saying, y'all. What does that say with Tyler Perry? Party. Tyler Perry name is what ruined BT. What I mean is, ain't no way in hell Paramount was going to keep paying Tyler Perry when his name is dirty like everybody else. Got it? He had to lose that. They try to make it like Tyler Perry's moving on with his career. No, he not. They fucking dropped his ass. All right? That's what happened. So y'all don't believe the flop? Let me update your brain. Jennifer Lopez flop movie with 2 Oscar winners. All right? Jennifer Lopez flop movie. Everything J-Lo doing is flopping. J-Lo got busted trying to stage her own paparazzi events to stay relevant. She got busted trying to look 20 years younger with AI. We have been laughing at J-Lo ever since she's been accused of going in the room with Jay-Z. And never since J-Lo, Jay-Z, and Diddy been accused of that big lie or whatever, we've been laughing at their ass ever since. And ever since then, it never got better for nobody. But the beauty of social media, you can lie to black people. And the beauty of social media, you're allowed to work magic on black people and witchcraft. You don't believe that? All right, raise your hand in the chat if any of y'all willing to admit to me you did not see no black woman online talking about they tarot card readers. Tell me right now, you didn't see no black woman online talking about they zodiac readers, they tarot card readers. Even though they're the same bitches that don't even know which day their food stamp's gonna hit on their card. Like, they don't even know which day the welfare gonna hit on their card. But they was online talking about their tarot readers. Meanwhile, all they was doing was giving everybody bad luck. So, when I tell you, you allowed to do all that shit, you are. Y'all sat here and watched black people do anything for money. I've never in my life saw niggas try to be tarot card readers, but they did that shit on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and y'all ain't say shit. That's why I don't rock with a lot of y'all. But do you see this idiot with this witch? Just know. Just know. This is what he did to y'all. He did it to all y'all. No, man, he's exposed. Why they trolling him? In the rap, he says he's governed by God. He was making a lot of blasphemous stuff in his rap. They said, no, fool, you governed by this damn witch. That's about it. And you've been working witchcraft on them blacks. The word is his witchcraft only work on blacks. And the word is he make blacks disappear. You start hanging around Jay-Z, somehow you just disappear after that. Either that or your career, y'all. Somehow your career gonna go poof. And then after that, nobody knows nothing. That man worked magic on. I'm just telling you, man. He got the Mandela effect. He got a lot of shit going on, man. All you got to, if you don't believe that, all you got to do is watch the old Microsoft commercial with Jay-Z with the laptop. He be standing there working his hands. Like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. He be showing you, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put Nori on drink champs, make him sell my liquor, make him put Duce in the front. Nori did one episode. The Duce bottle wasn't facing the camera. He got a call from Jay-Z. He called Nori up. Yo, man, why the bottle not? Turn the bottle around. All right, click. Yeah, man, just got a call from Jay. No, Jay be watching their ass. Nigga, turn the bottle around. No, man. Jay-Z worked his magic on black souls. How many times I got to tell you that? It don't work on nobody else. It didn't work on Kanye. It didn't work on Drake. It didn't work on Turtle. This shit don't work. But on y'all, it did. Meanwhile, y'all don't get it. Jaguar, it didn't work on her neither. The spell is you scared of Jay-Z, but you have no proof he bust one shot. You have not heard one story of Jay-Z even smacking somebody. You have not even heard Jay-Z got into one deep argument. And he screamed on somebody. So you never heard one story of somebody said, all I know is I heard them all in the other room. It was Jay. You didn't even hear that. But everybody was scared of Jay-Z because that man got power over blacks. They ain't scared of nobody else, y'all. They not scared of the law. They not scared of police. They not scared of government. They were scared. They scared of Jay-Z. They not scared of religion. They not scared of a law. They not scared of nobody, y'all. But they scared of Jay-Z. That's why they a joke. Look, you mean to tell me black people with college degrees was looking up to a nigga on welfare that never went to college or even graduated from the projects? So you mean this guy had people that were smarter than him looking up to him? There's your answer right there. You mean to tell me he admitted to the world he was a drug dealer from the projects and they still looked up to him? Yep. So in the end, you get what you asked for. Your stupid ass had a college degree and you looked up to somebody that didn't. Him or Beyonce ain't got no goddamn degrees, but you do. How's your life doing now? All right. So, campaign against him is 24/7. Now, this is the good part. The good part is this. Nicki didn't respond yet. Jaguar didn't respond yet. Let's take another look. Kanye didn't respond yet. And nobody responded yet. So say y'all, meaning this shit just getting started. It's just getting started. So like Larry Johnson said, the man who views the world the same at 50 as he did at 20 has wasted 30 years of his life. Because a man that did not gain wisdom or change his ways and find redemption, he was doomed to fail anyway. And he will forever live his life as a big-ass kid. He will never have nothing in his name. He will never have nothing to call his own in the end. Because he wasted 30 years of his life worried about hip-hop. That's why I say, I'm not going to spend all week trying to figure out this weird conspiracy. I gave up. Meanwhile, y'all, Drake, after getting Jay-Z, fell for the bait. So the word is, Jay, you got set up, Hove. Now it's a whole campaign against you. They saying you control media, you put people in jail, your name is trending right now in the files, allegations, which somehow they're not talking about that because they don't got the same energy they did for Drake. And the word is you were behind a campaign that sent everybody to attack Drake. That's what the world is now saying. I'm going to make it clear for you one more time. They used to be so happy. They were so happy. And somebody didn't like that. They were so happy. Next thing you know, Meek Mill want to beef with Drake. He got ethered. That's when I started respecting Drake. He ethered Meek ass. If you ask me, that beef was better than that Kendrick beef. Meanwhile, let's go. Tory Lanez is saying that he think people trying to get him in prison, and Tory Lanez has a restraining order. But you're going to see on the social media, there's certain people that's pro these people, and they anti-Tory. They always slaying Tory, and they pro Megan. They pro Jay-Z. But they never got love for little Tory. They put my son in jail. They spread lies on YouTube on my son. Those goddamn bastards. It was them. They lied on my son. They put him in jail. And then the bloggers kept that lie going. But we coming back for all of them. That's what Tory Lanez's dad said. So look, remember this? I didn't say remember this. I'm showing you a clip of them making this shit come back again. The fact that Bobby Shmurda is saying that Jay-Z put him in prison, now people starting to look at it. Well, damn, remember this? Tory Lanez's dad said the same thing. Uh-oh. Now they saying what? Somebody been covering this shit up. Something ain't adding up. Something ain't looking right. But I tell you, but they said Tory's gonna be exposed. You mean this, they had energy for R. Kelly? They had energy for Diddy, Tory Lanez, Lil Durk, but nobody else? Meaning somebody's name is attached to all of them. What label was Lil Durk signed to? I'm gonna leave that alone. I heard rumors of somebody put all of their ass in jail. That's the rumors I heard. But you blame Bobby Shmurda now. He opened up a new can of worms. All right? It's different narratives on Jay-Z. It ain't about no damn freestyle or no wig no more. Bobby Shmurda opened up a can of worms. He's saying that somebody tricked him to take a plea deal. It was somebody's lawyer. Somebody gave him a lawyer because he was with The Rock. All right? Somebody gave him a lawyer. He took advice and got 7 years. He's saying this. Bobby Shmurda calls out Jay-Z, claims Hov lawyer put Bobby in prison. But this is opening up the whole Pandora's box of Tory Lanez. That's why I saw this yesterday. Remember this? They put my son in jail. Those bastards. It was. Now remember, y'all. Now look at it. They didn't have the same energy for this. Let's say it again. They didn't have the same energy now, did they? This is their exposure. This is their exposure. Got it? The new generation. Everybody that is not under the influence of Jay-Z in his 30-year era. They are all looking at this educated wise. See, let me help you out. It was a lot of college dropouts. And a lot of college dropouts are now educated, smart content creators. And a lot of these college dropouts are now using their intelligence to decipher the life of Mr. Sean Carter. And they have been going back, doing real historical studies of his whole life, his affiliation, his team, and the things that he's been accused of. And it is the younger generation that are those college dropouts that are dealing with this whole Jay-Z perspective. They're dealing with it educational wise. And they have come to a conclusion. Jay-Z controls media. The energy they had when they want to vilify somebody, when they want to make somebody a villain, let's make it clear. When they want to make somebody a villain, it happens. But when people do good, like I threw another one at you. I said, yo, Diddy been apologized. He been redeemed himself. They said Diddy was taking up courses, domestic courses. I said, you see anybody talking about Diddy good news? Nope. They didn't blog that shit like that. You better not. You better not talk about Diddy like that. You ain't trolling and clowning Diddy. Don't. Certain people allowed to be dragged and certain people not. Then you're going to see they didn't start dragging Diddy till he went to prison. When Diddy was out, they was quiet. But what I'm saying is the young generation, they have come to their own conclusions, and there's nothing we're going to say that's going to change it. And they looking at everybody from a certain generation and era of how the hell did y'all know all this shit Hov was accused of, and y'all ain't say shit, and y'all went with the program. Which means, like I said, the younger generation has lost even more respect for the older generation. Everything I told you guys was going to happen in the end is going to happen. That's why I separated myself from all this. When I tell you shit like I don't have no favorites, no era, no age, no group. Y'all were groomed to choose sides, and you chose his side, but you were groomed to do it. In New York, is trained to co-sign anything from New York. And I've been telling New York, those days are over because New York is not New York no more. They took the real New York name and a lot of clowns started wearing the hat. That's what happened, right? But they wasn't on that soil like that. And they didn't have no, see, when you're not on that New York soil, you don't have love for the people like that. These guys ain't been on that ground in a long time, y'all. I threw that y'all the other day. Jay-Z wasn't raised on heroes, Chinese food, and pizza like us. He didn't eat that shit in a long time. See, in order for Hov to get his juice back, that fool got to go to Marcy, eat a hero on the bench, and drink a Arizona. He got to do some shit like that. Other than that, that fool is so far from reality. No, they don't give a damn about nothing but they self. Now that shit ran out. So even Tony Yayo was saying, Jay-Z was just talking about how rap beef is not good. But then he turned around and does the opposite thing. And people looking at him like, I think Jay-Z, he gone off this rap shit, man. He off his rock a little bit. He kind of brainwashed by this rap, this number one thing, and this want to be the best. He kind of brainwashed from this shit. That's the word on him, y'all. So I just want y'all to see. Whatever he thought he was doing, it wasn't respected. Tory Lanez begs for restraining order against a correctional officer. Bobby Shmurda is letting it be known through paperwork that the lawyer that represented him tricked him to go to prison for 7 years. Here's his proof. You see Vibe covered it. You see Bobby Shmurda speaking out loud. And you see even in Africa, they covering Bobby Shmurda. Because in America, nobody wanted to cover what Bobby Shmurda said. When he said F Jay-Z, a lot of them act like it never happened. Joe Budden, why you didn't have that conversation? Why y'all didn't have this conversation that Bobby Shmurda said F Jay-Z? Because in their mind, they doing a media blackout on him. What's a media blackout? When they act like you don't exist or you don't say nothing. Today's topic is peanut butter and jelly. These niggas gonna have a conversation about mustard and mayonnaise. That's their formula. Meanwhile, to show Bobby Shmurda, you have been heard overseas. They have been listening to you in Africa. They hear you clear because they covering this shit just like everybody else. It's called Face to Face in Africa. Here's their websites. Bobby Shmurda lashes out at Jay-Z, says he'll slap the ish out of him. There you have it. Didn't I tell you? Everybody else is going to give y'all the real news, but it's going to come from everywhere else. And I told all these bloggers and content creators to their face 2 years ago, in the end, they will all be jobless. And if they won't be jobless, they'll be exposed, which means they will lose credibility and people are not going to listen to them anyway. So they can keep working, keep going live, but they're already ruined because they didn't go against Jay-Z. They didn't go against Diddy. When I say go against them, they didn't get fair media, meaning the same energy for Drake, same energy for Diddy, Jay-Z. Same energy for Cardi, same energy for Nicki. See, same energy for, you want to big up Beyonce, but you want to trash Kanye West. You see, that's not to say you want to big up Blueface and Christian Rock, but you want to put out bad news on ASAP and Rihanna. See what I'm saying? It's all exposed and over now because people now have years of all the shit they said. It's all time stamped. It's all dated. You put Charlemagne in there too because he's in it too. It's a lot of them in it, y'all. It's a lot. But today, the main one trending for his shenanigans is Joe Budden. Joe Budden is trending for his deflecting of Hov's behavior and allegations and accusations. Not saying nothing against Hov is true. Well, if it's not true, Joe, you should address it for Hov. But it doesn't matter, Joe. You are trending for facing backlash because the backlash is your big homie is trending in the F-Files. And it's being said that you, Joe, had a lot of energy for Drake. Now you sympathize for Hov. What are they saying? Him and Charlemagne is saying what Jay-Z said in the interview, how when Jay-Z got accused in the Tony Busby stuff, he had to explain it to his children. He had to explain it to their grandmother, even though I still remember when Jay-Z first got accused with allegations, somehow something happened with Tina Knowles, like a post. Somebody showed Tina Knowles liking the post of Jay-Z being accused, and then she said she got hacked. But we don't know to this day if she got hacked or she didn't get hacked. Tina Knowles allegedly liked the picture that said something about Jay-Z. That got covered up quick. But the whole thing is going on is this, Joe. What make you think your career gonna go on? You're not even a real rapper. Your job was to sit on that couch and take Wendy Williams' job and do exactly what she did. Bash entertainers, but you're gonna bash everybody. That Jay-Z don't like. But now, Joe, you're being called a Jay-Z F-file public defender. Here's the proof. This take, they said Joe Budden, his take is so ass because they didn't care when they were dancing to a song calling the man a Geppetto. But since Jay had to explain it to his kids and grandmother, it's different, huh? So you didn't feel sorry for Drake? Y'all were actually campaigning against him, trying to make it stick. These guys try to play it off like they're objective when really they were on that list of media people with incentives to go after Drake during the attempted takedown. It is being called an attempted takedown. Meanwhile, Joe, they saying Hov is in them files. And we not allowed to put it on his jacket, really? We not allowed to put that on him, huh? We not allowed to put that on him like y'all did Drake, huh? That's what they saying. Oh, so it's too far when it's Jay, but not Drake. Shameless bunch of you-know-whats. So this is exactly what many people have been saying for 2 years, which means you all losing credibility. Everybody sees through them now, y'all. They done. You got it? They are done now. They say, hey, Joe, they say all these PUSS jumping through hoops to excuse Jay, but had none of this common sense or insight for Drake. Jay is in the files. F him. So to let you know, what they kept covered up is not covered up no more because it never was. It was only covered up in one department, like I always tell you. This department, the black hip-hop department. The only people that had to run for these topics are the main ones accused of being the participants. Either they're accused of being participants or they didn't want to have to go against their friends. That's all it was, all it ever was. Meanwhile, Tyler Perry is done. So they showing you, he had all these black men play the role of villain in his movie, but the reality is Tyler Perry is the real villain that vilified black men. His time is up. Nobody want to see no more movies of black people getting put down, and white people and other races really don't want to watch that shit. Goodbye. Plus, Tyler Perry, nobody want to see you in dresses no more, Grandma. You raised enough people already. Oh, guess what else, Madea? It's not a mistake, Madea. They canceled your ass Pride Month. They say this month, Tyler Perry, being that you've been in the closet so long, you will not participate in no pride movements. You have nothing to be proud of. That's right. So everybody from the rainbow community, you can now turn your back on Tyler Perry. Because he ain't do shit for y'all anyway. But he made sure he used y'all a whole lot. Yes, he did. See that? The movie villain, the actual villain. Tyler Perry has been losing since 2024. He has nowhere to run, nowhere to hide no more. Tyler Perry's so boring and corny, I don't even cover his demise. When I cover Jay-Z demise, it's to hurt the fans. Fans, you have done with divide and conquer over 15 years. You have fed into black-on-black crime, and you guys have participated in the division of the black community. So y'all can blame Jay-Z. It ain't all his fault. Because fans, you the one that fed into the shit. You guys have been at each other's throat over sissy topics for 20 years straight. It started with Jay-Z versus Nas. Y'all been divided ever since. Meanwhile, you could have had a whole lot of features, good music, shit to talk about, but no, you've been choosing sides for 25 years, 30 years straight. Y'all all have participated in divide and conquer. Because this man don't got no friends. So he said in the end, y'all ain't gonna have no friends neither. You ain't gonna have no girl. You ain't gonna have shit just like him. You ain't gonna have no grandmother, no grandfather, no uncles, no brother. You ain't have shit. He got a story about he shot his brother. Nigga, you ain't Kane. He shot his brother. Where your brother at, fool? No, he ain't got shit. He don't want you to have shit. He got a lot of money, but he don't got nothing else. He don't got no day ones. He don't got real celebrity A-list of friends. I told you, anybody of a certain level, I dare that fool to I dare Jay-Z to do a live and call Barry right now. I bet you Barry won't pick up. That'll be the greatest shit he ever do. I dare that man to go live and call Barry and Michelle right now live on speed dial. Call their ass right. Being that you rap about you got the president on speed dial, I dare your ass call Barry live on Instagram. And that shit will be hilarious. Because you know what he gonna get, y'all. His phone number is not in service. That should be embarrassing. Man, you couldn't pay Barry to stand next to that, man. Man, y'all so stupid. Barry and Michelle were the first ones to get low on that fool. That's right. That's right. Moneybag Joe don't like his ass neither. Why? He ain't helped Moneybag Joe when it was time neither. He ain't helped Kamala. That's another one of his charges. I ain't even gonna get into that one. Trust me. He didn't help get those black men to vote. This time around, he ain't do nothing. Therefore, y'all, we gonna get out of here. Enough darkness for the day. They told you, man, Black Hollywood is finished. And they got kicked out of Hollywood because a lot of their homes burnt. The rent went up. They can't afford it because they ain't getting no more fucking checks. They ass better keep hiding in Georgia and Florida. That's where they at. Hawaii and shit. Other than that, no. They have reduced to lofts and apartments now. That's where the hell they at. You gonna see they don't hit the live button like they used to. They don't show the inside. They don't do all that bragging no more. Hell no. Only time you gonna see them is acting like they lit at a concert. No, y'all, let's get out of here. Y'all enjoy y'all day. And Rick Ross wants y'all to know. Now, look, y'all know I was joking on Rick Ross, say he looked miserable. He all dark and depressed. He looking like a hater. Rick Ross want to prove to me he ain't depressed and he happy, he having fun. Rick Ross want to prove to us he outside. So I'm going to give Rick Ross his credit, man. Rick Ross outside in the water enjoy his life, all right? Here you go, man. Y'all know I said Rick Ross like a hater. He look miserable. He fucking dark, looking like he hating on Drake. He got a book here promoting that. Yesterday, I saw the article on Rick Ross promoting his book, and I saw Rick Ross being happy in the water, enjoying himself. Rick Ross trying to prove to us he not miserable in no fucking house. You got this shit? So look, Rick Ross crowns himself the GOAT, the biggest of all time. We're going to get out of here, y'all. On that note, I will holler at y'all soon. And we out. Yo, appreciate everybody that pulled up, y'all. I just got to take care of some stuff. I'm going to holler at y'all. C-Mills, everybody. Mr. Brown, y'all know what's up. I'll be at y'all. Yes, I'll be at the lounge this weekend. Shout out to the new members, new subscribers. I will be responding to y'all comments as well. It's just been a hectic year. Everything is okay, though, y'all. Everything is okay. But for some reason, y'all, this is another day. I was talking about Jay-Z, and the fucking background just went black. That shit, y'all, I'm not playing when I be telling y'all this shit. The background just went black, and that shit just don't never come back. Nope. He actually makes my fucking channel fuck up. On that note, y'all, we're going to get out of here. Hopefully, y'all got to talk about it tomorrow. I just had to give y'all a real update. The F-Files are trending, y'all. Not just the F-Files. The fact that Drake was accused, and he wasn't in the F-Files. They saying somebody naming the F-Files, but they're not getting that Drake energy. That's the shit that's trending now. The word is he put people in jail. That's the word of the day. And that he controls media. And Joe Budden is being the number one charged of the movement against Drake from day one. So there you have it, y'all. They got to answer up now. On that note, we're going to get out of here. Y'all enjoy y'all day, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. 1. Oh, yeah, on the recap, the other joke is Blueface is now getting more rap money than the rappers. These are facts, especially the New York rappers. He making more money than Fat Joe. He making more money than Papoose. He making more money than Remy Ma right now. Jim Jones. Fabulous was on stage with Jeezy the other day. He got a little check. He making more money than a lot of rappers, y'all. This is a joke right here, too. This is hilarious. Blueface is not a real rapper, but he's the only one getting rap money. The same way I showed you Christian Rock is getting real money being a boxer, and she ain't a damn boxer. You got it? It's a joke. The rappers are podcasters, so Blueface took their job. Blueface took their job, y'all. It's the truth, man. Let's go.